Hi and welcome to Love Doing Yoga on this Monday evening. Hope you've had a lovely weekend. Looking forward to a nice week ahead. We've got a nice practice today. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Our theme is trust. So let us trust in our bodies, trust in our own judgment and in ourselves as we make our way through our practice. As always, throughout the practice, listen to your body, only do what feels right for you today. So let us begin our practice lying down. Closing your eyes, softening your body against the mat, allowing yourself to slow down. Letting go of everything that's going on in your life and in your world. For the next hour, you have no roles, no responsibilities, nothing to do but spend this time connecting your body with your mind through your breath. And start to become aware of all of the sounds around you. The near and the far, the soft and the loud. Allow those sounds to drift through you. And without identifying them, just let them pass. And then let that attention go to your sense of smell. As you inhale, imagining the scent of your favorite flower. Each inhale just enhancing that scent further. And then letting that attention go to the screen at the back of your eyelids. Noticing what it presents to you. The colors and the movement, the shapes. And then becoming aware of your connection with the mat, your sense of touch, how the mat feels under you, the temperature of your skin, the texture of your clothes. And then allow that attention to focus on the sound of yourself breathing. Inhaling through your nose into your belly, pause, and then exhale through your nose. And we're going to do a few complete yogic breaths, so you're familiar with these. Let's just practice them each section at a time to start. So first of all, with your hands over your navel area, inhaling into your belly, feeling it expand on the inhale. and contract on the exhale. And then moving those hands to the sides of your rib cage as you change the direction of your breath. So you're breathing into your rib cage, expanding it out sideways. And then with your fingers up at the top of your throat, the top of your chest, taking little shallow breaths, just feeling the rise and fall of your chest. And then let's pull those 3 breaths together into one. So remember, we're going to have about 50% of our breath into our belly, then 40% to our rib cage, and the final 10% of our inhale to our chest before exhaling. So on your next inhale, 50% to the belly, 40% to the rib cage, 10% to the chest, and exhale. And taking 2 more breaths like that. Feeling the whole cavity of your body expand with the inhale. And then when you're ready, bending your knees, lifting the feet up off the mat, let's just cycle those legs to just begin to get them moving. Keeping it going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hugging the knees into the chest, taking a breath. And letting those feet come down onto the mat, rolling over onto your side. Let's come up to sit. If you like a block, just take it and pop onto it. And as you're sitting on your block, equal weight on both seat bones, sitting up nice and tall. And closing your eyes. Focus on your spine, finding length and space between each vertebrae. And then from here, raising the head up and then slowly bowing it down towards the ground. And again, drawing it up and bowing it down. One more time. And coming back to center, turning the head all the way to the right. And then keeping that chin parallel to the ground, bring it all the way to the left. And again, slowly drawing it around to the right. And back to the left one more time. And back to the center, and then bringing big circles with the head, really feeling that neck stretch. As you bring it first in one direction and then take it in the opposite direction. And coming to stillness, bringing that head back into position as you draw the shoulders up to your ears, bring them back and drop them down. And again, up and back and down one more time. And with the hands on the shoulders, let's draw big circles with the elbows. And then in the opposite direction. And coming to stillness, drawing the right arm across the chest, hooking the left arm under it to just give a nice stretch to the shoulders. One more breath here. And let's take that over to the other side. And releasing it down. Let the left hand come down by your side, drawing that right arm up past the ear. Let's take a bend to the left, allowing that whole right side of the body to open up, breathing into the right side of the lung. Each breath just getting you a little deeper into the bend. And then drawing up, let's take it over to the other side. Keeping a softness in the supporting elbow. Feeling that left side stretch and open. And drawing all the way back up to the center. Let's take a twist to the left. So starting with the belly button as you turn, holding on to that left leg to just encourage that twist to deepen. Inhale, finding that space. Exhale, deepening the twist. And then coming back through the center, taking a breath here. And let's take that twist to the right. And back once again to the center, coming onto all fours. So hips over knees, feet straight out behind you, shoulders over wrists, opening those hands out nice and wide, activating the hands. So they're pushy, you're almost pushing the mat away from you. And let's do a couple of cat-cows here. Synchronizing it with your breath. Inhaling into your cat. Into your cow. Exhaling through to your cat. And then coming to stillness, Let's do big circles with the hips here. So taking it first in one direction, and then let's take that in the opposite direction. And coming back to tabletop. And from here, let's just swing around to come and sit in our staff pose. So equal weight on both seat bones as you sit up nice and tall, feet straight out in front of you, legs straight out in front of you, toes pointing upwards. Let the hands come down either side of the hips. With each breath here, feel the body grow, feel length and space come into your upper body. One more breath here. And then we're going to come into a forward fold. So bending the knees slightly as you hinge forward at the hips, letting that lower rib cage connect with your thighs. Then you can begin to open the legs out a little further if you want. Trusting your own judgment, trusting your body. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, deepen into the fold. One more breath here. And then drawing back up to sit and bending your knees, let your toes point outwards, your feet to each edge of the mat. We're going to lift up into our squat. And you know your options here, if this is too much for your knees or your hips, use a block or a book to sit on at the level that works for you. Again, trusting your body, trusting your own judgment. Wherever you are, press those elbows into the knees, knees into the elbows, palms together, lengthening through the spine. One more breath here. And then bringing the hands down onto the mat, we're going to lift up into a forward fold. So heel toe the feet to hip width apart. As you bend into your forward fold, bending your knees as much as you need to. And again, working with your breath to help you deepen the fold. One more breath here. And bend the knees, coming up to stand. Let's bring those toes together, heels a little bit apart. Standing up tall to start with. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, equal weight in both feet. Two more breaths here. Remembering to engage the core as you exhale, drawing up that pelvic floor, belly button in and up. And then bending the knees, push the hips back. As you bend the knees, keeping the knees behind the toes to come into a chair pose, raising the arms up. And then let's take 5 breaths here. Really letting that core help you as you exhale, drawing up the pelvic floor, belly button in and up. And coming back up to stand, let's take it to the long side of the mat. So opening those legs nice and wide as they can go, toes pointing to the front. And we're going to come into a forward fold here. Again, listen to your body, trust your own judgment, bend your knees if you need to. But at the same time, you want to challenge yourself. So trust your judgment to get that balance right. And with your hands on the mat, just slowly start to walk the hands backwards as you deepen that fold. And one more breath here. Then walking the hands back to the center. Draw the right hand to the right foot and raise that left hand up. Follow it with your gaze. And bringing it down. Walking over to the left foot. Raise the right arm up. And arm back down again. Let's heel toe those feet to hip width apart. In your forward fold, bend your knees. Coming all the way up to stand, let's take it to the top of the mat. From here, raising the arms up, sweep them down, forward fold. And let's step that right leg back to a low lunge. Taking a breath here. And then from here, bringing the hands down to frame the foot, curling the toes at the back, raise the knee, runner's lunge. Two more breaths here. Hopping that back foot forward till you can get it flat on the mat, keeping the bend in this knee, rise up. Warrior one. One more breath here. Stay as you are. I'm just going to go to the other side so you can see what we're going to do next. From here, step this right foot across so the heels line up. Warrior two. One more breath. Bend in the elbow. Draw the right arm up past the ear. Extended side angle. And then Let the hands come on down to frame the foot, swivel on that back foot to come back to your low lunge. And again, hands to the mat, stepping up into your forward fold. And hopefully then coming all the way up, you're back where you started. So let me make my way back to where we started. And let's take that on the other side. So raising the arms up, sweep them out to the side, forward fold. And stepping that left leg back now, rising up to a low lunge. Remembering to keep that core involved each exhale as you engage it. And then from here through to your runner's lunge. And stepping that back foot forward a little to come up into your warrior one. If you're a little wobbly, just open the legs out a little bit wider. One more breath here. Stepping this left foot across so your heels line up for your warrior two. And then from here through to your extended side angle. And again, framing the foot, swivel on the back leg, back to your low lunge. And stepping up to your forward fold. Bending the knees, coming all the way up to stand at the top of your mat. Good, so let's flow through that. We'll just take a breath for each pose. Trust your judgment, trust yourself as you make your way through all of those poses in that nice flow. So from here, raising the arms up, sweep them out. Forward fold, take a breath. Stepping the right leg back, low lunge, finding the pose, then taking a breath. Through to your runner's lunge, framing the foot, raising the back knee. Take a breath. Bringing that back foot flat onto the mat, keeping the bend in the front knee, rising up, square the hips, raise the arms, warrior one. And then moving this right foot across, lining it up with the front foot, arms in a T, knee still over ankle, Soften the shoulders, warrior two. Bending the elbow through to your extended side angle. Then swiveling the foot, hands down, back to your low lunge. And stepping it up to your forward fold. Coming all the way up to stand. Hands to the chest. Good. Let's take it on the other side. Raising the arms up, sweep them out, forward fold. Left leg back for low lunge. Sorry, yes, low lunge. From here, through to your runner's lunge. And bringing that back foot flat on the mat to rise up to warrior one. Lining up the heels, warrior two. And bending the elbow, extended side angle. Back to your low lunge. And through to forward fold again. Bend the knees, coming all the way up, bring the hands into prayer. Let's take it one more time on each side. Raising the arms up, sweep them out, forward fold. Right leg back, low lunge. Through to your runner's lunge. And from here, bringing it to your warrior one. Remembering to square the hips. Taking it to your warrior two, lining up the heels. And into your extended side angle. Let's take it through to low lunge again. And back to forward fold. Bending the knees, coming all the way up, hands in prayer. Final side, raise the arms up, sweeping them out, forward fold. Stepping that left leg back, low lunge. Through to runner's lunge. And into your warrior one. Stepping the left foot across to warrior two. And through to extended side angle. Back to your low lunge. And stepping up to your forward fold. Bending the knees, coming all the way up. Hands in prayer at the chest. Good, well done. Hopefully you enjoyed that little flow. And from here, raising the arms up, sweep them out to the side, forward fold again. This time coming down into tabletop. And bring that right knee into the center between the hands. Walk the left leg back. We're going to take a half pigeon pose to start with. So keeping the body upright. One more breath here. And then lowering the body down to bring the forehead onto the mat. Taking 5 breaths here. And then when you're ready, bringing yourself back to tabletop and just switching legs. So bring that left leg through between the knees, stretch the right leg back. Let's take it upright first. And then lowering the body down over that leg. And making your way back to your tabletop, let's just swing around to come and sit. Sitting on the long side of the mat with the knees bent. And we're going to hold on to the feet here. Just shift the weight slightly back on the seat bones to find your balance, lifting the feet up off the mat. And then from here again, trusting your judgment, trusting your body, trusting yourself. Just begin to open the legs out, finding your balance. One more breath here. And then draw the feet together. One more breath. And bending the knees, let the feet come down onto the mat as you just move around to the long side of the mat. Let the right leg come out long. Step that left leg across, using the right arm, right elbow against the back of that left leg. Let's take a twist to the left, keeping the right foot flexed. And taking that over to the other side, stretching out the left leg and using that left arm on the right leg. One more breath here. And then letting that leg come out long, lowering the body down onto the mat, draw the arms behind the head for a nice full body stretch. And then rolling over onto the front of your body for a front full body stretch. Forehead on the mat. And then bring the arms down by your sides, raising up the forehead and chest. Keep the gaze on the mat. And lowering it down. And now raising the legs up, keeping the knees away from the mat. And lowering them down. And then raising both the forehead and the chest and the legs, everything away. One more breath here. And lowering it down. Bend the knees. If you can hold on to your feet, do. If you can't, maybe you have a belt or a strap that you can use, and if not, you can just point your fingers in that direction. So again, using your own judgment, we're going to lift up into a bow pose, just for 2 breaths. So your bow pose is like we were doing, the forehead and chest up, but also the thighs up off the mat. So when you're ready, lifting up, press the feet into the hands, hands into the feet. 2 breaths here. And then release it down, let the legs down, bring the hands either side of the chest and push up into a full cobra. So the hands are active, getting a nice back bend here. One more breath. And lifting up from here to tabletop. So draw the knees in so they're under the hips and the hands back. So the wrists are under the shoulders. And let's once again do cat-cow again, letting your breath Move with the movement. It's a really nice releasing movement to do after all of that back bending. And meeting back in tabletop, we're going to try a little cow face pose, so you know this pose well. Bring your right knee into the center and in front of that left knee. And now draw the left knee in behind the right knee. Let the feet come out to either side as you then come and sit down. Having both seat bones in contact with the mat, but this right seat bone's contact will definitely be a little bit lighter than the left. Sitting up tall here, hopefully you can feel that length in your spine. This pose really puts your spine in a lovely position. Then taking the right hand, draw it behind you so it's between your shoulder blades if you can, and take the left hand, bringing it up to meet the right hand. If that's not going to happen for you, use your left hand to just encourage this right hand to come a little deeper, wherever it is. Sitting up tall here, let's take 3 breaths. And then releasing the hands, releasing the legs. Let's come back to our tabletop as we take that to the other side. So left knee comes into the center and foot comes across. Right knee comes up behind it and foot comes out to the side. And then sit back. And you can always sit on a block if you find that the ground is a little bit too far away for you. And again, keeping that connection with both seat bones. Then draw the left arm up and the right arm up to meet it. Three more breaths here. And releasing the arms, releasing the legs, and once again coming back to tabletop. And from here, coming up onto your knees, keeping them hip width apart, bringing the hands onto the hips. We're going to come into a camel pose. So lots of options here. We can just draw the gaze back, open the chest. If you want a little bit more, come onto the toes of your feet and reach back for your heels. And if you want more again, you can open out the feet and come back to the heels. One more breath here. And bringing yourself all the way back up. Let's swing around to once again come and lie on your mat. Taking 2 more breaths here. And then placing your hands under your pelvis. We're going to lift up, draw the elbows underneath your shoulders, And then let the gaze look behind you. Again, trusting your own judgment here. If this doesn't feel right to you, then just stay lying flat on your mat. If you're in this fish pose, taking one more breath. And then allowing the body to come down fully onto the mat, bending those knees, taking the hands out from under the pelvis, and raise the legs up. So the soles of the feet are looking up at the ceiling. And let the hands also reach up. Thinking about having the shoulder blades nice and flat on the mat. And just allow the limbs to hover here. Two more breaths. And then hugging those knees into the chest. Take a little movement here if you like. And let the feet come down onto the mat. Bring the arms into a T and let those knees fall over to the right as the gaze goes to the left. And taking it over then to the other side. And then when you're ready, bringing the knees back to center, let the legs come out long. The arms down by your sides with the palms facing upwards. And thank you so much for joining me in this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found something in this practice you can take off the mat with you today. Don't forget to let us know if you've completed it so we can add you to our roll of honor. But now just allow your body to soften and relax and release. Letting your body just absorb the work that you've done and store it in your body's memory. Letting go your toes and the soles of your feet. Letting go the tops of your feet, your heels and ankles, your shins and calves. Letting go your knees, front and back, your thighs, front and back. The whole of your legs, just let them go. Letting go your glutes and your pelvis. The whole back of your body and your shoulder blades. Letting go the whole front of your body, chest and shoulders. Letting go your armpits, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, backs of your hands, palms of your hands, and your fingers. Letting go the back of your head, the crown of your head, your forehead, eyebrows, eyes, cheeks, jaw, chin, lips and tongue. The whole of your body, just let it go. And allowing gratitude to fill your heart. Gratitude to yourself, your body, your judgment. And gratitude for all the special people in your life. And let your attention go to your breath. As you inhale through your nose, into your belly, pause, and then exhale. Each breath deepening that connection with your inner self. And imagine you're walking on a beach. Noticing the sounds, the smells, the textures and temperature. Find a nice place to sit here, at peace with yourself and the world.